Welcome back to another episode of One by One. Dun, dun, dun. How you doing, everybody? It's Michael here. It's been a cool couple weeks, man. It always is. It's always a fucking cool couple weeks. Why isn't it? We're halfway through sober October, and if you haven't been paying attention, those guys are going deep, or at least they look like they are. Who the fuck knows? I don't know what the fuck they're doing, really. But they look like they're having a lot of fun being sober. No, it's a really cool idea and thing to do. And they're doing like the fitness challenge thing that I couldn't even handle in my life right now. But I would like to be able to. Maybe do a sober November, sober December. Maybe not. I don't know. But it's really fun to make all this cool shit. Cool pictures with these fuckers. And there's a group of us in a group chat right now. And the group chat's called it #Sober October. Because it was just so fucking popular last year when they did that shit. And there were so many people that were like making stuff for it and trying to get, people to see what they were doing. But this year, artists of all sorts are on it, not just the photoshoppers. The guy that started the group, Chase Leopard, shout out. He gathered a couple of us in there, and then we all just kept adding people as we saw fit until now. It's like fucking shit. I feel like there's like 15 or 20 people in there. And I apologize, everyone. I'm fucking busy as shit. And I see all of the fucking posts. And whenever there's like, a whole bunch that I missed, I go back and try to figure out where I left off. But I feel weird like liking something from hours ago. Or I don't know. I'm a fucking weirdo. But I love it. I think it's cool as shit. And I shared... I messaged everybody and was like, email me, DM me your favorite ones that you've done, including Joey, because even though he's not doing the Sober October, he likes to poke fun and he still supports the guys for doing it. So it's cool. And a lot of the dudes have been putting them in their photoshops, but like in a separate one, like same, themed picture, but just with Joey in it. It's pretty entertaining. And some of the shit is just so cool that, it's not including Joey, but it's so fucking cool that you gotta fucking share it. So I messaged him and was like, yeah, I'm gonna share something on Monday morning on Joey's page. So I fucking did that. Like, you can only share 10 posts at a time on Instagram, damn it. What the hell's up with that shit? But, so I picked 10, and then I'll pick another 10 later on this month. Maybe I'll do 2 more times. Who knows? We'll see. Depends on how much artwork gets put out there. But those guys are fucking pumping shit out. I'm trying to fucking, go to work and do my other shit that I have to do and want to do and am committed to doing, and just having a fucking day job's getting in the way. Damn it. But it's cool. It's fun. It's challenging, to say the least. I did acquire dental insurance today, though. Holler. That's basically, besides the money, I feel like I could be making this a good, almost, I don't know. if I put the effort in, I feel like I could be making all right money at the design stuff and the crazy pictures and shit, but they do not provide health insurance. And I need health insurance. And then dental insurance, which is something that just got fucking... Hey, would you guys pay for it if we added it? Yeah. We got a little survey. And then they fucking gave it. They let us do it. So I'm going to be able to finally... I still have my top 2 wisdom teeth. I need to get them fuckers pulled, yanked. It's hard, man. I still I'm cracking my neck all the time. I feel like it's because they're still up in there. But you know, it's fun times right now. And I'm just trying to enjoy it and trying to make sure that regular life is just still cool, because it's hard. It's getting a little difficult to fucking handle, not gonna lie. So fucking busy that when I get to sleep, it's just so good, but so short. But I love it. I'm addicted to coffee right now at all hours of the day. That doesn't fucking matter to me what time. Sometimes I'll drink a cup of coffee and I'll fucking fall right back to fuck sleep. But do what you gotta do. Like right now. I'm recording this intro right now, and I actually recorded the podcast yesterday, and I wish that I could have fucking stayed up and did it, and released it this morning, but I had daddy duties and, things to attend to. So tonight I'm recording this intro. I'm fucking putting it together, trying to get the fucking music on there because I said it before, on this Apple iTunes music thing where, you pay $9.99 a month and get all the shit. Ever since I started that, I've been having trouble, finding where I can get the actual songs I bought to save to my computer and then add into the into the podcast, because all the songs that I did put in the previous podcast, they were all either original songs or whatever, or I fucking bought the song and then saved it to my computer desktop and then saved it into GarageBand, the process. But since that Apple Music bullshit happened, which is cool because you could get everything or whatever except for Tool, but I'll figure it out. But anyways, onward and upward. Why do I say that? I get that thought in my head and I just fucking go with it. I don't know. I need to stop cursing so much. I gotta think about my son. I do think about my son all the time. What the hell am I talking about? But I'm sorry. I do curse a lot, and that's not a good example. But it's how I'm feeling in the moment, so I'm just going with it, brother. Just call my son brother. What is wrong with me? I don't know. This episode, and every episode going on right now, is brought to you by Hike Moab. Hike Moab. Have you ever been to Utah? Me, personally, not yet. But there's a shitload of people that go there every year, man. There might be a couple of you that are listening to this right now. A little fucking rant. You're in... I mean, with the song that I'm going to put in before this intro, you're looking at almost 10 minutes in. So if you are listening to this and you're fucking, looking to me for advice on what you should be doing in Utah, do yourself a favor and fucking go take a hike. That should be the new T-shirt, dude. Oh fuck. Hashtag go take a hike. Hashtag bitch. No, I just kid. Mike, I just kid. I gotta make myself laugh, man. What the frick? What the frick? No, seriously. They filmed Westworld out there, dude. What else do I need to what else do I need to say? That show, the new HBO show, because it was like a movie back in the fucking 60s or 70s or some shit. Maybe a show. I don't even know. I didn't look into it that much. But that new HBO show, man, Jesus. It's fucking deep. I definitely had to watch the first season twice. But, that is neither here nor there. We may or may not be robots. What if we were robots and we were just like hiking on a trail? Thinking that we were a human. Get thirsty. Running. But inside, that water was just going through a fucking tube. A little pipe. That you think is going through a whole bunch of organs and fucking intestines and finally comes out your pee hole. But really, that water that you just drank goes right down to the exit hole and just sits there until a timer, gives off that little ding ding. It's time to pee, fucker. What if that was the case, man? Like we were a robot that thought it was human, that was tricking itself into thinking it was human. Like, what if I cut myself open right now? And there was just like wires and memory boards and electricity running throughout. I do not think that I want to find that out. But if I was in Utah and I was going on one of those hikes as a Robotron, I'd go to hike Moab. And if you put in the code 1x1, you get a little discount there. So go ahead and try it out. Why not? Fuck it. MoabHiking.com. You can find him on Instagram, Periscope, YouTube, Twitter, all that shit. He's got an awesome Periscope. He not only owns the place, but Micah goes out and he gives tours and he hikes and does the Periscopes and talks and, tells you about the landscape and everything that's going on there. And it's fucking cool as shit, man. Seriously, dude. I really appreciate you wanting to even be my sponsor, man. Seriously, because you could be making a show out of your place, man. Those Periscopes are like a TV show, like a demo TV show, Damn, man. IGTV, dude. Hopefully that picks up a little bit more. I know it's like a separate app, but the same app, but not really. But a lot of people are putting a lot of shit on there, dude. A lot of people. Speaking of which, my guest today on the podcast, I actually have the honor and privilege of getting to work with my guest today. We kind of, met through Instagram and social media, through comedy and art. It's pretty cool. I really dig it. She is a hilarious comedian. She's got the most awesome fucking laugh. She's on a podcast that I get to do the artwork for every week. And it's super fun. The whole idea of it, you'll definitely hear about it. But I'm just so like honored that she took the time out of her day to give me some of her time. And it was the second time too, because last week we tried to do the podcast and record, but the connection wasn't that great. She was in I think it was it Oregon, Washington State, up there, Portland, something like that, with Olive. There's a funny story about Olive in the beginning of this one, but she's hilarious, and I can't thank her enough. I cannot thank her enough. I can't wait to meet her and give her a hug. She's very cool. She's a door woman at the Comedy Store. I think the first one. She was telling me about it. And one day I might have to get up on stage and do a 3-minute set so I can say that I'm a comedian, and then when I move out to LA, I'll fucking be able to work with her at the Comedy Store. If I can get in there. I know there's a lot of motherfuckers trying to get jobs in that bitch. No, but seriously, she's hilarious. This was a really cool time, and I can't thank her enough. It's my pleasure to bring you the great and powerful Jessica Wellington.
Hello?
Why, hello.
Hey, I'm trying to find some headphones here. 1 second.
Well, I don't know. It sounds all right now.
Oh. Hold on, my speaker. I don't know what I'm doing. Hold on. There we go.
Cool.
You there?
Cool. You hear me?
Okay, yeah, let me just...
The only reason I said headphones because it might sound like a little better. I get like a little echo if you have it on like a, like playing out loud in the room or something.
Right. Let me see if this works.
Or if you just hold the phone up to your head. Oh, you got the phone or the computer?
Yeah, I'm at the phone. On my phone.
Oh, cool.
Oh, shit. I can't use these. I have to have... I don't know where the adapter is.
All right. As long as you just leave it on like a regular phone call, I think it should sound all right.
Here it is. Hold on. We're good. I knew I recently organized this, so good on that.
You're right. Fucking organization is key, and so is communication. Thank you for doing this, by the way.
Oh, yeah. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Hold on, it's like... I don't know why these... It sounds weird on my end a little bit. Like it's beeping.
It's beeping? I don't hear no beeps. I hear like a lot of like stuff though. I hear like you're looking through a drawer or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's yep.
So whatever kind of headphones you got, it's got a good fucking microphone.
Yeah, it does, but these are... I don't know why it's like beeping and cutting you out.
Oh, really?
Yeah, hold on, I got these. Just have to untangle them. See if this will work.
It's not. It should be cool with you just leaving me on speakerphone on your end.
Well, I want it to sound better. Okay, Michael?
Okay. I'm totally down with that. I just appreciate you doing this and freaking taking the time out of your day. So I don't, I'm just trying to be nice. I don't want to be like fucking dickhead.
Yeah, well, I don't want to sound like shit either, Michael.
No, you sound a million times better than when we were on the phone last week.
Okay.
Trust me. You're not cutting out at all. That was the main thing.
Right.
You actually, it sounded fine when you weren't cutting out, but it's the fucking Skype. Should be able to work on regular.
Can you hear me?
Yep.
And I think this is a mic. Yeah, this is way better.
Yeah, you just got a little louder, so that's even better for me.
Great.
Awesome.
Woohoo!
Woohoo! We're fucking here. Damn.
Close that up. Sweet.
Sweet baby Jesus. How's Olive? How did she make it through that last little trip you took?
She's good. She made it all through the trip, but then on the way home, she got diarrhea.
Ooh, cha-cha-cha.
Yeah, but we both did it because we both ate Pizza Hut.
Oh, dude. You know what? Ever since high school, Pizza Hut has always been the crap joint. That would be either Pizza Hut or Cinnabon.
I don't think I'm a big girl, but I've never eaten at a Cinnabon.
Oh, wow. Well, they're in like every mall up here has them, so. But every time I eat one, I eat like the whole thing plus a little somebody else's, and next thing you know, I'm fucking praying to the porcelain god.
Right.
Uncontrollably. But that's really, it's funny, like I'm about to say like that's shitty. It actually literally is, but like it's even shittier when you're in the car, like driving home from somewhere, you know?
Right. That's the worst. Luckily, mine didn't hit till I got home.
Oh, sweet.
But, yeah.
But not the dog, so what the hell?
Not the dog. She's too tiny.
Oh,
it went right through her.
Well, at least they were probably like, hopefully little squirts, right? Like.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it could have been a lot worse.
Oh, shit. I don't know why I'm thinking of like just listening to the last episode of Liars Club. You guys, Felicia was like, "Oh, at least you didn't." She was saying to somebody, "At least you didn't tell a story about anal or something."
Yeah,
first thing we're talking
so
about
long,
is shit.
We kept getting anal stories. It was like a theme. We had to tell people, you don't have to tell an anal story if you don't want to. I mean,
yeah, like. But those are like the ones that like you might believe or might not believe. You got to throw them out there. How do you feel about like coming up with shit that you do for comedy, but being truthful about it and not truthful about it? Like how do you know where to draw the line? Because you were talking about like. How I should maybe start doing it someday, but I don't know if that's ever gonna happen. But just from like your point of view, because I know like Joey Diaz, he tells some crazy shit, but like I feel like 95% of it at least is fucking true, you know?
Right, and that's the thing, and Joey's the kind of guy that he can fucking say whatever, and it's just fucking funny. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's comedy's so weird, and depending on who you are, like if you're up there and you're some, Mormon clean cut guy, and you're saying the shit that Joey's saying, we're gonna be like, what the fuck?
The fuck
you know what I mean?
Prove, dude?
Right. And with Joey, you're like, you know what? This is funny, and I believe this guy, and even if it's not true, it probably teeters on the truth. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and that's all that fucking matters, really, I guess.
Right.
You know?
I don't know where the line is. I wish I knew
like
where the line was.
With your shit, do you always have some like semblance of truth in it, or like can you go like and just make something up totally? Because I know I have
some jokes that are like, made up, but not really. Usually they come from something I've experienced, and they always come from somewhere or something that's happened.
Yeah. Got to. I feel like it's like, in order for it to be like to feel real, and like hit somebody else in that way to make them laugh, it has to be some sort of truth, I guess. Yeah. But you can like, there's got to be some dudes that fucking just fucking make shit up totally, you know, and
Yeah,
just
they
get away
do,
with
and
it
but
because of
most
their
of
personality, maybe, you know.
oh, I was gonna say most of them you just write off, or they become, like comics. I don't know, that are doing bar mitzvahs and shit.
The daytime fucking
Right,
law firm gigs or whatever, like a luncheon party.
right. They're the
Some of them
ones doing all
motherfuckers are
that.
happy too.
Yeah, and hey, whatever, if it works for them.
Yeah, I don't know about that, man. I can't. When people tell me not to fucking curse, it kind of like pisses me off a little bit. It's like, would you just fucking be real? Like,
Right, we're all
you know,
adults.
like I'm trying to like get. We have an open mic that I help host and run sound for every other week around my way, but it's mostly music. And I'm trying to like figure out a way to get like comedy up in it somehow. But I think that I might have to just make it a totally different fucking night. Do you ever go to like
I would.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I mean, I've done
It's like a
them.
rhythm,
I've
right?
done. It is a rhythm thing, and yeah, it's during music, people feel like they can talk and interact with each other, and they can, because they can still listen to the music and chat amongst each other and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's true.
Where with comedy, you want their full attention.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But I've done them. It's not. It's good. It's good exercise, because it definitely makes you work more.
Yeah. I would assume it's fucking hard. Like when I get up in front of people and have to like introduce somebody or like fucking, just do a song myself. It's even weird, like interacting with the people that are there for the alcohol and the music. They're not there
Right.
to fucking listen to you fucking tell jokes and shit. But some people get up there and do tell jokes. So that's weird.
For with you, wait, how did you get involved? You just like did a picture, Bert or something, and then it fucking caught on, and then one thing led to another.
Oh, with this shit,
Yeah.
I took Joey's fucking picture off of Twitter when he posted in 2015 about Savage Dad coming out, and it was the picture of him walking down the street with the gun and his daughter next to him, and I fucked with it and posted it back on Twitter, and he asked me if he could use it for the album cover. So I was like, fucking hey, dude.
Yeah.
So, but before that, I was like, I was doing show posters and like the Photoshop show posters for him and Rogan, and they were like retweeting them and reposting them on Instagram and shit. So I was like happy about that, just like getting some kind of interaction. Just because I was just doing that on the side. I was
for fun.
Yeah, like I've always been into the art and design and shit, but I never like took it seriously and wanted to go for it. I actually went and took fucking 2 or 3 courses at University of Phoenix, the online thing for graphic design, and ended up fucking quitting that shit because it was just too fucking much. And now I owe like thousands of dollars, but now I do it for real, and it's all good. But yeah, so after that, he used that album cover, or as the album cover, and then that Christmas time area or whatever, he asked me to be like the official church graphic artist. So
oh, that's
like,
awesome.
Fucking A, dude. And then ever since then, I've met him a bunch of times, and we talk on the phone a bunch, and he's just a really cool fucking dude, man. Like
he is.
Not even just the fact that he's like the most hilarious comedian. Like when I grew up, I was into like dirty shit. My mom got me into like Carlin when I was like fucking 8, watching his HBO specials and like Dice on fucking all those specials that he had on pay-per-view and shit back in the day. I can remember my family sitting there watching him as I was playing with fucking toys and shit.
Oh shit! You had pay-per-view money?
Well, no, I didn't. We were at my aunt's house. It was like a family party that you go to like once a year.
Yeah, but you ordered pay-per-view.
Yeah. Well, my one uncle actually was a different uncle. He had like the box where you could just fucking get all the channels. Remember that shit?
Oh shit.
Yeah. I remember watching The Crow when it was on pay-per-view a million times. But yeah, so I don't know. And then I kept going with it. So now I do this, and it's crazy. The craziest fucking thing, besides all the fucking $15,000 I owe for graphic design degree that I never fucking got, is that I'm doing this all on my fucking phone.
Yeah,
It's
that's
just nuts.
you can
Everybody
do
is
so
doing
much.
shit. Yeah, it's crazy. Like I never imagined that. Like I always thought I would have to be doing all this shit on my computer, taking fucking forever because it's not touch screen and it's just I don't know. It's archaic almost now to be on a computer using a mouse. But
It's true.
you know.
It's weird, yeah, because I'm learning to do some of this stuff, and I ordered Photoshop like a couple years back, and I have honestly never fucking used it. For one, I don't know how to fucking do it,
Yeah.
and I've tried, but they have these apps on the phone that I've been using and trying to do it, and it works out pretty good.
Fuck yeah. I mean I had Photoshop and I have this other one that's for like a Mac. It's called Affinity, and that one was cheaper, but it's got everything. But I just learned everything on watching YouTube videos and shit, you know?
Oh yeah, I didn't even think about that.
I learned how to do all that, how to upload this, like record the podcast and upload it and shit. I already knew the editing part because I've been doing the music shit for so long. But like, I don't know. It's so fucking taught, motherfucker, you know?
Yeah, I forgot about that. I learned how to change the oil in my scooter on YouTube.
Yeah, I learned how to change the fucking oil in my car on there. I
Right.
still don't do it. I still take it to the place because I'm fucking lazy. But yeah, like, I could tell you a bunch of shit if you want to. What do you got, an iPhone?
Yeah,
Okay.
and I use Bizart.
Bizart?
Like that. Yeah.
I don't even think I downloaded that. I have, since I got an iPhone back fucking 2010 or whatever the hell it was, I've been downloading art and photography apps and editing apps and typography apps. So like right now I have a couple different things where it's like a couple boxes of all the different apps I have that are the main ones. And I'll send you a picture of them so you can download them because a couple of them are like you got to pay $3.99 a month. Like
I pay for the Bizart. So
yeah. I've never.
Yeah, it's like $3.99 or $4.99 a month or some shit.
No shit. Is that just like Photoshop stuff or is that like video too?
You know what? I don't even know.
It's probably I don't know.
I mean, I just do picture stuff, but I know it does way more than what I know to do.
I know half the apps I use, like I only use them for specific things, and then I go into other, like I save the picture and then load it into another app, and you know.
Right.
So, but I got it down to like where I only go in between, like 3, maybe 4 apps now, to make all this shit. Besides, downloading pictures from Google and whatnot. That's fucking tedious bullshit too. But once you have like a bunch of pictures saved, by the way, send me a couple. I'm tired of using your O-face picture for every.
Yeah, I can see
even though that picture
photos.
fits so much, like so many pictures, so many whatever pictures I want to use.
It does. It always looks so good. I know. I was like, man, to use that one again, but it does look good.
Yeah. Like I see a couple like different guys. Like ever since I started doing this, when I started doing it, there was a couple other dudes that were doing Photoshop too, but like they weren't. I didn't really notice that they were like using them as tour posters for these guys. They were just like making silly posters, you know. So
right.
But like some that I see like throughout the fucking interwebs, they use like the same like 2 or 3 pictures, and I'm just like, God damn it! 'Cause I have like, even though I use that one a lot of you, I have like 6 or 7, maybe 8 different ones, but some of them aren't like really good quality, so I can't use them if I have to like make enlarge it or anything. But everyone that I have a folder for you guys in my phone of all pictures of you. So if anybody ever found my phone and like looked at my photo album, they'd be like, what the fuck is this creep up to?
Yeah, I got a stalker.
Besides that, if anybody ever searched my Google searches, oh my god.
Uh-oh.
Like, it's incredible. Some of the shit I fucking some of it I don't even end up making, but I search just to see if I could find something. I'm just like, oh, shouldn't have done that. but it's fucking fun, and I get to do it on the phone, and like if the baby's fucking sleeping and I gotta hold him, I could do it still at the same time, you know.
Right.
So it works out.
Kids.
Yeah, I got a baby.
I forget about that.
Yeah, got a little man. But
Aw.
yeah, he's getting bigger though, so it's like I don't have to hold him. He can just play in the room. But it's fun. I love doing this shit, and I love doing it with you guys because it's like most of them I listen to the podcast and then I make something based off of what I hear. But with you guys, Felicia gives me a little insight on what the podcast is about, and then tells me to come up with this, and then we go back and forth a couple times before she picks the final one or the final version.
Yeah, she knows what she wants.
Yeah. That's totally cool. I'm fine with that. And we communicate well. Like some people I go back and forth with a shitload more, and it could have been simple, like just do this, this, and this, or see if you can do this, this, and this. Sometimes it's hard because I can't find a picture to use, but once in a while she'll like throw me a fucking picture, like a group picture, and just be like, here, put our faces on this. So I'm totally down with that too.
All right, you're like, okay, well, this makes my job easier, right?
Yeah. Like tonight, last night I was listening to Louis J. Gomez and Michael Bisping were on the church, and I'm like, what the fuck am I gonna make? And I was thinking all day today, I'm like, fuck, I'm gonna make them all DJs because they were talking about how Michael Bisping was a DJ before he was a fighter.
Oh, there you go.
But then this is one of those instances. I looked it up. I was like, fuck, man, how am I going to put all of them in one picture as DJs, but together?
Oh, yeah.
It's like...
You don't really have... DJs work alone.
Yeah. We work alone. like cowboys. But they ride alone.
That's true.
But I think I'm going to do a Game of Thrones one. Cause
that'll be fun.
Him and Michael said that was one of their favorite shows. So I love it when anybody throws in a fucking reference to a movie or a show or something. It makes it so much easier.
Yeah, you're like, that's it. That's what I'm using.
Yep. So I heard you also talking about on the last episode. You were trying to figure out Brian's lie story, which he told one where he was in the army and it was a lie. And you were like all over it. You thought it was real.
Which one was that?
Brian Bokey. He told a story about how he was in the army.
That's so weird. Some people are good at lying, and some I can tell really easily, usually if they're lying or not. But he had talked to me about being in the army, so that's why I was leaning to toward that being true. They make up shit. You just wouldn't believe, and then it turns out to be true. Like, I know when we first started it, it was like, okay, it's a fun idea. We'll see. And
hey, hold on one second. I got a poor connection all of a sudden. I don't know what the hell. I got my bars of Wi-Fi. Do you still have bars? Can you hear me?
I'm right outside, but I'm at my house.
Yeah, it might be.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's a bitch like that when you're connected to it. You have to be like right in the fucking room.
Oh shit! There's like 4 caterpillar things in my yard.
Those hairy ones?
So they're hairy and have colors.
I just found one of them a couple weeks ago. Yeah, go back inside.
I gotta take a picture. Are these butterfly ones?
I don't know.
I don't know. That's pretty cool, though.
This is a podcast first. She's like, you know what?
Okay,
fuck this Wi-Fi. I'm gonna go outside and take a picture of a fucking
Well, I was taking the dog out because she
Here
was
we were.
whining.
Oh.
Okay.
Olive.
Well, I'm back in.
She's
I
got
should
that.
have really good.
Yeah, it doesn't say poor connection now, so we're good.
Okay.
But yeah, he
Well,
was
thank
talking
you.
about being in the Army, and I was just saying that because you brought up that you were in the Air Force, right?
Yeah, I was in the Air Force for 6 years.
Fucking doing ammo,
And,
like you ended up in the ammo department or some shit.
I did. You want to talk about, computers and shit. I wanted to learn computers, and I remember going into MET, and I told the guy, I was like, I want to do something, computer programming, graphic arts, something. And they put me in fucking ammo, which they like highlighted the computer portion as far as the inventory part of ammo. But that's not all that you do. There's so many different shops, and you don't know where you're going to end up.
So what did you end up doing?
You end up working in multiple. Like I worked in storage my first 2 years, so we stored all the munitions in the igloos and all that kind of stuff. And then I moved to missile shop, where you test these missile systems and guidance systems and all that stuff.
Wow.
And then I ended up in AFK, where they actually do the inventory and all that.
Where they count the bullets.
Yeah, they call us BB counters a lot. That's what they call us. Yeah.
So you said you were in Qatar?
I was over there for a little while, because I know we went through a summer and winter. I don't know. You know what I remember the most about that place is that it was just fucking hot.
I bet.
Because it's like a peninsula over there, and it's surrounded by water, and it's just hot and humid.
Oh yeah. All I think about is fucking Pauly Shore and in the Army now.
I loved that movie. I remember loving that movie so much.
Not a lot of people did, but yeah.
Right.
I loved it. I saw it in theater a couple times.
Polly called me unfuckable on Your Mom's House.
Are you serious?
Yeah. And I was like, well, at least they were saying I was funny, so I'll take that.
What a twat.
Like, whatever. It's so weird. Today I went to the dog park, and I met a guy that worked for Tom and Christina looking after their dog.
Yeah.
And I was like, what? He's like, do you know Tom Segura?
Wait, he was watching their dog today?
He wasn't watching him today, but we were talking, and I said I was a comedian, and he's like, do you know a Tom Segura? And I was like, I've heard of him.
Couple times.
Yeah. It's just a small world, but I love it when I could be creepy like that.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I saw that post you. That's hilarious. No, I just thought it was crazy. Like, what got you into the Army or the Air Force? Like, what made you go into that? Were you into that since you were young, or was that like a decision
Not
you made?
Not at all.
Like, fuck, I don't know what to do.
It was a lot of that. Yeah, I mean, I was young. I had, my dad was an alcoholic. My mom was a crackhead. I got into a lot of trouble and shit as a kid. Mm-hmm. As a teenager especially. But I told my dad, I was like, you know what? I know when it's time to grow up, and I'll do it. And I did. I don't know. I didn't have great grades, so I couldn't see myself getting a scholarship or anything like that. I didn't have a lot of money. You don't make a lot of money working at Winn-Dixie to be going to school. So the next best thing I could see, and this was when I signed up. It was before 9/11, so I signed up.
Oh shit!
I was in the delayed enlistment program, and I remember being in school, and I had already signed up. I was a senior in high school, and then 9/11 happened, and we're watching it on the TV, and I was like, "Fuck!"
You were a senior when 9/11
Yeah,
happened?
Yeah, I was like, I'm going in the Air Force. I already fucking signed up.
Oh my god.
This shit's happening.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Well, you're like thinking to yourself, this either happened for a reason or I'm fucking stupid.
I know, because I remember whenever I was debating on whether to go in, people were telling me it's like, it's just like a job. You're not in war or anything. It's peacetime. It's really simple. You just go back and forth every day to your job, just like you would as a civilian, and you get to go to school, and they'll pay for school and all this stuff. And that's not the way it went down when I went in.
I bet it wasn't. I was in ROTC when I was in high school. JROTC, whatever the fuck you want to call it.
Yeah.
My friend was like, "Yeah, dude, come on, we'll be able to go to the senior high, and they'll let us shoot guns." And this was before 9/11 too. This was like 97 when I went into 9th grade.
Right.
And they made you wear like uniforms. I don't know how you even got used to that. I hated wearing a uniform of any kind.
Well, it made it easy. I do kind of miss that. I knew exactly what I had to wear, and there was no options. And
yeah, I guess that's true. But it was like, for you, that was everybody's wearing that shit. In my high school, it was like a group of like 30 or 40 kids that wanted to be in this JROTC program. And like, I had long hair back then, so I was like, they wanted me to cut my hair and shit. And I said,
oh yeah, you can't have long hair.
I was the only one in the whole thing that had long hair. My friend that joined it with me, that got me to join it with him, cut his hair. I was like, you fucking pussy. What the fuck, man?
Well, you would not have made it in the actual army.
No. Me? No. I would not have. I just cut my hair like a couple weeks ago, actually. Since like back then. But yeah.
That's funny, because when I was in the Air Force, I had just long hair. I had hair like past my butt, because I just put it in a bun.
Yeah.
And as soon as I got out, I was like, let's cut it, color it, do whatever I couldn't have done before.
Yeah. That's crazy. So you were like what, 17, 18 when that?
Yeah, I went in at 18 right after high school.
God damn. Yeah, because I graduated in 99. So you were 01, 02, whatever.
Oh, yeah, I graduated in 02.
What the hell was that like? Like just getting up and just leaving life, and where you had to go to like a training camp before you left, or?
I went to Texas to do basic training in San Antonio, and then I went to Wichita Falls to do my tech school. That was in Texas too. And whenever you're in tech school, they let you like fill out a dream sheet on where you want to go.
Yeah.
And it's exactly that. It is a dream sheet, because your first, the first duty station that they send you to is going to be where they need you, but they let you fill this out anyway. And I had put everything down in like the South, North Carolina, South Carolina, Florida, Georgia, all this stuff. And then they sent me to England.
What?
Yeah, at the time I was pissed. I was like, I don't want to go to fucking England. What am I going to do in England? But it was the best thing they could have done for me, honestly, because it really opened me up to realizing that there's so much more out there, Yeah,
the world. I've never been out of the country.
Right.
I've only been in New Jersey and like, New York a little, and then down to Florida, like the states in between here and Florida. I only drove through them, but I lived in Florida for a little while. But I need to get the fuck out, man. That's cool. You got to go to London, but like you were doing that shit, so I don't know. Was it cool being there in the Air Force, though?
I mean, yeah, we worked a lot because it was like a training base, and you have long hours sometimes. But no, it was great. I loved it.
The off time was cool, like.
Yeah, you got to see so much. I went to Paris for like 2 weeks.
Oh wow.
And took some time off, and that was amazing.
See, that's the kind of shit like you'll never forget, Like you would never. imagine if you never went into that shit and you never got to go
Right.
to any of those places. You know, where would
I
you
haven't
be?
been there since.
But
So,
still, you went.
right.
You took pictures. I hope.
There's somewhere it was. You know what? That was the time where it was like starting to go electric
Yeah.
with the digital cameras.
Mm.
So I still have. I don't know what happened to a lot of those that I had on this digital camera, but I have a whole fucking shoebox full of the old disposable cameras that I'm kind of afraid to fucking develop them.
Dude, do it like a couple at a time. My mom's got like a whole Ziploc bag in the fridge. I don't know why she puts them in the fridge, but she thinks that they stay better longer in there. And we did like we developed a couple of them a couple years ago, and they came out fine. So
I know, but I'm afraid of what's on them.
I know, but you got a
the
lighter.
thing.
You smoke reefer, you can get burn that shit.
Right. Ah,
That's the only evidence, you know, with those ones anyway.
that's true. Oh, I have no idea what's fucking on them.
That would be cool though, just to do that and go through them, maybe just once and then never look at them again. Go back to London like on a fucking comedy tour and make new memories. You know.
Right.
How did you? Okay, so you were in there for fucking 6 years.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah,
How did you get out? Like, did you leave on like you wanted to leave, or did they make you leave, or what?
Well, I had signed up for 6 years, so I did my 6 years, but also I ended up getting a med board when I went to get out. So I actually got held over for a little while. So I was in just a little over 6 years. So they held me in for a little while to finish the med board.
What's that?
So I have asthma and I have arthritis and stuff like that. So they wanted to do a medical review on me, which my time was up anyway. But still, it worked out because now I get like VA stuff. I get free medical and stuff like that.
What's
so
up.
yeah, so the couple of months being held in was worth it.
That's cool. Did you see any action over there, or were you just always just working and that's it?
I did go to Iraq, which was fun. And obviously we're Air Force, so it's not like I was holding a gun and out there. But I was on an Army base, and we did get mortared and stuff like that, which can be scary. But it was all right. I made it. Yeah, for the most part, I made it through, and it's definitely something I can talk about now.
So, because I always wonder when people get like out of the Army, or how they feel about it. Some of my friends like that have been in the Army and like actually seen some fucked up shit like in person and stuff, like they don't really talk about it, but I don't know. I try to get like their feelings on the Army and the whole
yeah, it's funny because people ask me all the time. They're like, well, you must have a lot of material from being in the Air Force. And I was like, well, not really, because I don't know. I don't really talk about it.
Yeah. Like, do you see, I don't want to get political here, but the whole, listening to, all the podcasts that we do and shit, you hear people talking about it. Like, the military-industrial complex kind of thing, and, the reasons why we're over there and all that shit. Like, that's one of the reasons I never signed up myself, because I was just like, is this really our war?
I'm not even going to say that I know much more now, but when I went in, I had no idea about what my politics would even be.
Yeah.
So that wasn't even a...
Yeah, you were young,
Yeah. So I was like, I don't know. Am I Republican? Am I a Democrat? I don't know. Now that I'm going in the Air Force, does that mean I have to be a Republican? I had no idea.
Did people ask you about that when you got in there? Like anything?
I mean, we talked about it a little, but honestly, when you're in, you don't really talk about each other's politics that much. At least that's what I found.
Yeah. I guess once you're in. You might, you got to be there,
Right. And we had other things going on. We didn't talk about politics between one another,
Yeah. It's craziness. I don't know. I always felt Like I totally respect all of the armed forces and everything. It's
Right.
just I don't get war, and why we got to be doing all this shit because of all these
Yeah.
other things that people did. I like, whatever, stupid.
Well, I mean, who likes? I mean, I guess there are people that like war, which just seems crazy.
Yeah.
Who wants to go to war? I mean, I wish that we could all just be
Can't we all just get along?
right, but it's never going to happen. I mean, look how long we've been fighting. It's obviously, I feel like we're making strides to be better, but we've been fighting since
the beginning of time.
humankind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was just listening to Daniele Bolelli's History on Fire. You ever hear him do that?
No, I've never listened to that.
He was a guest on Rogan's a couple times, and he's got a podcast, and he talks about like in-depth history shit. He's Italian dude. He's got a real thick accent, but it's cool to listen to him talk about world history and stuff. The last one was today was Joan of Arc. I don't know.
Okay.
I'm so interested in history, but there's so fucking much of it.
Right. Yeah, there is.
like you know what? I'm just gonna pay attention to the fucking shit right in front of me.
Yeah, well, I can't even keep up with what's going on fucking today.
I know.
And you want, yeah, it's a lot.
It's crazy. Social media has really been a fucking monster. Like, it's a good thing and a bad thing all at the same motherfucking time. It's just how
But honestly, isn't that with anything?
Yeah.
When TV first came out, some people thought it was the devil.
Yeah, it's true.
They're like, this is going to be the end of time, and this is horrible. And yeah, there are bad things about TV, but there's also some good things.
Oh, yeah. Gotta look at the good things.
So,
And that's what we are taking advantage of social media,
yeah.
compared to, like, anyone else, really.
Well, and I keep telling myself I have to get better and start doing more of like the of the Instagram stories and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And the weird thing is I just got off the road doing Washington and Oregon and doing these gateway shows where you have to get high for the show. Right? And I'm just like, what? This is a fucking job. This is so weird.
What do you mean? You have to get high?
You have to get high. Like, that's a part of the show. So what they do is they have you go and do a set, and then they go and get you really stoned, and you have to go back and do another set.
What? Okay, I'm going to be a comedian then, for sure, right now.
Right.
As long as you show me where those shows are.
And I'm trying to do these Instagram stories, and I'm like, is it this? You get, when you get high, too, you get really, what's the word?
Intricate? No.
Introspectical, whatever. What's it called?
Introspective?
Yeah.
Retrospective? I don't know.
Introspective, and you're like,
describe
oh my
it.
God. Shit. Is this really my job right now? This is amazing. Like, I am stoned, and my job is that I have to do these Instagram stories. And you think about people just do it for fun.
Yeah. Yeah. I know. It's fun. Like, it's different because there's so many different things you can do on there now, Like that Kyle Dunnigan guy with the fucking face filter thing. Like,
right, doing all the impressions.
Yeah. Like, that's going to be a new thing where a lot of people are going to do it. He was just the first that got noticed,
Right.
And that's cool. I'm going to fucking start doing it. Shit. It took me like fucking 6 months to figure out which fucking app he was using. I was like, God damn it.
Well, I still don't know. That's a new one.
I'll send you. I got a whole list for you.
Okay. I'm just starting to do the stories more. Come on.
Yeah, well, see, that's the thing. Like, I started the Instagram for Joey, like that, when he asked me to be his graphic designer that one holiday season. And it fucking grew out of control. Like, just from, posting what he does on Twitter on there, and like the posters I make and sharing other people's stuff, like, and other people tagging him, whatever. It got huge, and like, I still run it myself.
Yeah, well, because I know he's the one at the Comedy Store there's a big note that says, "Do not text. Call. You have to call Joey."
Oh yeah, yeah. Well, yeah. He texts me. He texts me pictures and like shit. He's like,
What?
here, put this up for me. I guess I might be the only one, but like, I feel
But
like
you have to do it. Like, even he has realized that you have to do it these days.
yeah. He's told me that his people, like, when I first started the Instagram, all of a sudden it fucking had a blue star thing on it. I was like, whoa, where'd that come from? He's like, yeah, I got my guy got that verified for you. I was like, nice, cool, man. That fucking makes a difference. Tell me truthfully. Like I started a page for. You ever hear of a band called Seven Dust? I don't know if you listen to like fucking rock music, but they're hard rock music. One of my favorite bands. Bass player is the only one that doesn't have an Instagram. So I was like, and I became friends with the drummer through this fucking podcast. It's crazy. So one of my favorite drummers ever, I'm now cool with. But I told him that I was gonna make the bass player fucking Instagram and do it all, and it got verified. Like I had to send in a picture, like, yeah, here's me with the password, whatever.
Right.
But I'm just waiting for him to like take it over now because he doesn't like doing Instagram. Just like Joey doesn't want to fucking do Instagram too. But I get it. Like you already got Twitter and Facebook. It's a lot of fucking shit. Like for me, as a younger dude, it's a lot of shit. You know.
It is, and I will say I'm starting to lean toward, once you see what all the stuff you can do and the fun that you can have with Instagram, I am leaning more to, like, having fun with it.
Yeah. But
more so than Facebook or any of them.
Yeah. It's not. Facebook's like almost fucking dead to me. I use that to like. I say happy birthday to family members I don't see anymore. You know.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's mostly for family.
Yeah, and like Twitter, it's like. I don't know. Like the Instagram shit, just outweighs the Twitter totally. Like I still share shit back and forth on there too, like the same things that I do on Instagram, but I don't get half the fucking responses at all, you know.
Well, crazy. I think it's because we're just going more visual.
Yeah. You want to see shit, you want to see a video. You don't want to fucking see typed out letters and all that kind of crap.
Right.
But I've been thinking of shit, different new stuff to do on there, and it's hard. Like I want to go out there and like be able to sit there with Joey and fucking film him on it.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? Like.
Well, that's why you have to move out here.
I know. I'm just waiting. I got besides that little debt I got from that graphic design fucking bullshit. I got a couple other things. I'm working on it, but
right.
Once I get out there, man, it's fucking over. Because I seriously, like, I just want to be in the fucking, I just want to go see the shows that I'm fucking promoting and stuff, you know?
Right. I will say the Comedy Store is amazing, and I'm always in awe of being able to work there, because you get to see so many of these great comics on one show. Like you don't get that anywhere else.
Nah, it's craziness.
And it always kills me when people come in and they complain because it's like $15 for the show or $20 and a 2-drink minimum. I'm like, yeah, but to see one of these people, you'd pay so much more than that.
I know. I actually, I emailed, because Paulie's been like, I've been doing the work with him a little bit since last year too, and
okay.
He asked me for a poster a couple weeks ago, and I sent it to him, and I emailed him back. I was like, so, if and when I move out there, would you put in a good word for me at the Comedy Store to get a job?
Oh!
But he told me you got to be a comic to work there.
You do.
I was like, fuck, I definitely have to become one now. Like, you know.
Yeah.
Because, you know, if I came up there, if I would do a fucking stupid job like I do here. I sit at a cubicle all day. And I'm sure I could find the same kind of work out there, because I'm sure there's people that are not paying their mortgage. But I don't want to. You know?
Well, that's why I got a face tattoo, so I'll never have to sit in a cubicle again.
Well, I don't know. I've worked with a couple of ladies. Actually, one lady had tattoos like the star tattoo that you usually see like on the lower back. She had like 3 of them right above her one eyebrow.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I have dog prints right above my eyebrow.
So I don't think you can you can definitely work in a cubicle again. They don't give a shit, man. I got managers with tattoos on their arms, like all over. You know.
What did I say?
It's like my manager. Some of the managers you have like fucking sleeves. You know.
Really?
Yeah, they don't. It doesn't. The clothes that I wear to work are jeans and a t-shirt, basically.
Well, shit.
You know. But I've been doing. I found like since high school, I've been doing this same kind of work at a real estate foreclosure kind of thing, and it's been, you know, all right paying, but most of all, it's because of the fucking health insurance. You know.
Right.
Does the Comedy Store offer health insurance?
No.
Okay, well that's good to know.
No. Not, but that's what. Luckily, I have that through the Air Force, so.
Oh yeah, you're good, right?
That definitely helps. And I was, but you never know. They kept telling me at the store whenever I first moved here, they didn't have any women as door guys.
No.
They didn't have any. And I kept saying I wanted to work there. And a friend of mine that works there, Stephen Fury, really funny comic. He said, they don't hire women. And he kept telling me that. And I was like, okay, well, we'll see.
For that position?
I was like, well, we will see. So it took me a while, but I had to audition in front of Adam. So he saw me on stage, and I got the job.
That's awesome. What do you do as the doorman? Just like you take the tickets or the money or whatever? Make sure people don't have
IDs.
guns.
Check IDs. You watch the room. You make sure the comics are ready to be on stage. I'm kind of transitioning now more to doing day stuff, working the phones and stuff like that.
Oh,
but
cool. Nice.
Yeah.
What else? What other positions are there besides a door guy? Is there like a sound guy, or is there just one sound guy there, or is there a sound guy for each room?
We only have a sound guy for the main room because that's the only one that uses like music like that. Because in the original room we have a piano player.
Okay, but I mean, okay, so you just leave a PA on with a mic. It's like just constantly on then.
What, in the original room with the piano man?
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, the piano guy, he adjusts the volume or whatever for the mic, so he kind of does that too.
Yeah.
But yeah, I know the sound guys that we have, most of them have been there for years. I think like 20 years. Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome.
But, I mean, only other than that would be the kitchen, and there's only a handful of those.
Yeah. I've worked in plenty of kitchens, too. I used to be a fucking assistant kitchen manager at Outback Steakhouse.
Well, you might be overqualified.
Oh, to work at the Comedy Store kitchen?
Yeah.
Well, I heard they got good chicken nuggets.
We got good chicken strips, yeah. But we don't have like a fancy kitchen at all. It's just very basic, like bar food,
Yeah. That's what I always hear whenever Joey comes to like Helium or something around here. Always talking about the food. Must be like you look forward to that, going like to see if a club has good food, or no?
Well, yeah. I mean, if you're working there,
because it's free.
Always yeah. It's always better if they got good food because you're there for the weekend or whatever, and that always makes a difference.
What do you do? What do you do personally? Like, if you because I've seen you've been like doing shows with Whitney and shit a lot lately. Do you go like when you go out, like you guys hang out during the day, or you just fucking do your own thing?
It depends. With Whitney, I haven't hung out too much. Like, I know I went and got my nails done. She's like, "Damn, I should have went." I was like, "Well, I didn't know if you'd want to go."
I didn't know if you were like, that kind of girl.
I don't know. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, here. But I know, like, with Eliza, when I went out with her, we go and do stuff or shop or whatever during the day before we go do the shows.
Yeah.
I've been out with Bert in Sacramento, and I tried to get him to go out during the day, but I don't know what he was doing. I guess I don't know. I'm still trying to get into the cool guy club. You know what I mean?
What is up with that, right? The cool guy
I don't
club.
know. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna get in there one way or another. They might not. They're gonna be my friend. God damn it,
Dude, you're fucking in. You're in the Comedy Store. You're fucking got the podcast with Felicia. Did you ever have your own podcast?
I was doing one for a little bit with another comic called Board with Comics, and we just played board games.
Oh, okay. Kind of like Freddie Prinze Jr. does with that freaking Twitch channel. He does like a
Yeah. Isaac still does it, so it's out there if you want to listen to it.
nice. How long did that go for? That you did it with him?
I don't know.
It's
Maybe
weird.
a year. I don't know.
It's weird doing podcasts. It's like and keeping up with it. Like how often did you guys do it for that year?
Once a week. But the thing is that our schedules were so weird, and we weren't always
Together.
we couldn't always, yeah. So, and I don't know, it just got to be too much for me with doing the podcast with Felicia and doing other stuff. It's kind of like, right now, I want to focus in and make whatever I'm doing really good.
Yeah.
So I felt like I was like tearing
Stretching
myself
yourself
between.
thin.
Right.
Gotcha. Well, that's cool. That kind of overlapped then.
Yeah,
Liars
it
Club.
did. Yeah. But I love what we're doing now. I'm so excited about it, and I'm being able to, put my whole self in it. And Felicia's such a huge fucking help. She's amazing. And I'm really
how did you guys get
excited.
together?
Well, so she started coming back to the store, and she came. I was working the back door, and she introduced herself to me, and I was like, "Yeah, I know who you are." You know?
Like all
And
like
she hates that I always give her these same credits, but it's because that's what I remember her from. I was like,
Full House?
you were on fucking Full House. And you were on Star Search. I fucking remember you. And obviously she's done a lot more since and before. But it was like, yeah, I remember you from winning Star Search. And that's how we met. And then I just, her voice is so unique.
Yeah.
And I have a much deeper voice for a woman. And originally I just thought, you know what? I bet we would sound good together.
We definitely do.
Yeah, like it's a good contrast. It's really interesting to listen to. And then we just came up with an idea. Didn't know if it was really, she kind of had that idea in her head. And we didn't know exactly how it would work out, but it's been really fun. And I'm really excited about some things that are going to be around the corner that we're going to be putting out. So I don't know if I can say everything yet, but it'll be coming soon.
You don't have to say it on here, but I look forward to it too. Whatever you're doing. Just keep me in mind. If you need something done, give me a little heads up.
Yeah, well, and we're starting to do live shows. So the first one we did at the Ice House went really well.
Yeah.
So I'm really stoked about that. We're going to do another one on November 9th at the Ice House.
Oh, cool.
So hopefully that one will go well too. Because we did like stand up before the show and then ended with them telling some stories.
That's awesome. I would love to do, or at least try a live podcast. Is that the first one you've ever like experienced? Have you ever been?
No,
on
I used to. I used to produce this show called the Top 10 List Podcast in Sacramento, which was a live podcast. They recorded live every time. And it was really, really fun. I wish that he would keep doing it. Fucking Brian Crawl, if you're listening to this, fucking keep doing the Top 10 List Podcast because it's really good. And try not to be so picky and just fucking do it.
Take her fucking advice, motherfucker.
Well, I told him, I was like, look, you showed me the way, because he did. He was the owner of the comedy spot there in Sacramento. And he showed me the way getting started with stand-up. And he showed me so much. And I'm very appreciative of that. And, like, at this point, I'm using what he taught me. And at the same time, I'm learning other stuff as well. And I'm like, look, dude, just fucking maybe take a little advice from me now.
Yeah, the tables have turned, dude.
Yeah, like we can help each other, you dumbass.
Cross promotion, social media.
But more importantly, that podcast and that show, I had so much fun with it, and I think it's such a cool idea that I just wish it was still going.
What was it? Was a top 10 list like Letterman kind of thing? Was it like?
Well, it was like
a short podcast.
It was like no, it was a little longer. What they did is it's like a game show. So you'd come in, would have a topic each week. I remember one of them being the one of them that I did was called the top 10 most influential women. Right? And you'd have 3 comics come on, and they would make a top 10 list of their own of who they think are the top 10 most influential women are. And they would compete with each other to try to get their picks on the board, because you get points for the more picks that you have.
Okay.
And, there's like little rules and stuff. It was so fun. And I remember one of my picks I put was, am I going to forget her name now? Oh, Beth Chapman. Is who I put down.
Beth Chapman. That sounds like the. Oh no, that's something. Chapman's the chick from Orange Is the New Black. Go ahead.
Oh well, Beth Chapman is a real like governor or something of Georgia, or like congresswoman. But I was talking about Beth Chapman, Dogs the Bounty Hunter's wife.
See, you gotta get it right, dude.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, no, not the fucking congresswoman or whatever.
Yeah, who gives a fuck about that bitch?
Yeah, this lady helped meth heads get off the street.
With a female mullet. Can't complain about that.
But it was really fun. It was a fun, unique show.
Yeah, it sounds a little like how Prince and the Wolf, I don't know if you've ever listened to any of their episodes, but most of them, like a third of the way through it, they'll do a thing called Mount Rushmore, and they'll each give their top 4 of whatever they choose for that episode. But they don't put it on. It's not like a game show. They don't put it on like they don't get points or nothing like that. It's just a fun thing to do.
Do it as like a little
something to talk about, whatever.
Right.
But yeah, that's a fucking awesome idea. It sounds like it could be turned into like was it a video or was it just audio?
Well, at the time, it was all audio, but he could do some video now and stuff.
Yeah.
And he had like a whole board up that he would put up on the stage and use. It was, he could totally do so much more with it.
Hell yeah, that sounds fun as hell. Dude, there's so much shit that I want to do, but like I can't even begin to work on it because I'm sitting at a fucking cubicle getting health insurance.
Yeah, well, you made that baby. You got to fucking raise it.
I know. It's weird. It's crazy how life happens, But we're making the best of it. It all works
out. I mean, but who else around you is doing shit like you're doing? That's pretty cool,
Yes. It is pretty fucking rad. It's weird, but it's rad. I'm walking around because people in the office, like office people, they listen to fucking podcasts all day. Or at least that's what I do. And a couple of the guys or people that I talk to, they do as well. Or they're listening to music or whatever. So, I'm sure that people have seen the shit that I've made.
Right.
But they have no fucking clue.
They just haven't put 2 and 2 together.
Yeah, because I don't promote my podcast or anything. I'm not friends with people. I'm friends with 1 or 2 people that I work with on Facebook, and I barely post shit on Facebook about the podcast, so they wouldn't have any clue. But if they ever found out that if anybody from my office
Michael, that sounds a little sad. Like if they ever would just talk to me.
No. I'm just saying if they ever found. Well, yeah, that too. It does sound like that exactly.
If they would ever just be interested in something that I do.
To widow me. I am on my old fucking I'm my own person in my own department. I'm in the referral department. I just open files and order titles. So I don't talk to anybody. Unless it's an attorney, and that's for 2 seconds, and then I go back to my desk and put my earbuds back in and go back to fucking Podcastville. It's
but
weird.
I'm sure there's somebody in the office that's everybody knows that Kathy raises pugs. They don't
Exactly,
know
dude.
anything that I do.
No, these fucks. They don't want to know because I've on Instagram not so much, but Twitter I've like just said a couple little tweets like what the fuck, like I posted a picture of the one attorney. He's got like his fucking. Every time I walk in the bathroom, he's fucking in there taking a shit. So I took I took a picture of his feet.
Well, maybe you got to change your break time.
Dude, I actually found out because I don't even remember how the fuck I found out, but we were talking about it. I was like, did you notice that guy's in there fucking every day, like all day? Like, I don't know how he gets any work. I was talking to just another coworker. And they're like, oh yeah, he's got problems, like stomach problems. And I was like, oh, okay, well that makes sense. So he's just gonna be in there all the fucking time, like I'm always gonna have to shit next to him.
I remember that was one of my first jokes that I did that I thought was hilarious. I would always end my set on it because I thought it was the best ever. I would start out just like, have you ever been so broke that you try to time your poo so you can do it at work? Not only do you conserve on toilet paper, but you get to do it on the clock.
Hell yeah, man.
And I'm like, and that gives a whole new meaning to the phrase, getting paid for that shit. I thought that was the best joke.
Dude, it is. I mean,
ever.
it hits me perfectly because, god damn.
I think when you start out, though, that you always have a poop joke that you think is the best.
Oh, hell yeah. I think in the, well, it wasn't necessarily a poop joke. I don't know. I could tell you, because I don't. When the fuck am I going to get on stage and do it? But the first thing that I thought of was me and my girl were hanging out one night, and we have 2 cats, right? And we got these cats because she wanted fucking a cat, and then that cat was fucking lonely, so we got another one.
Yeah, I got 2 cats, too.
It's a boy and girl. So, they're walking around, they're fucking, licking each other, sniffing each other. She looks at me as we're watching TV one night, and she's like, baby, why can't our relationship be more like the cats? And the first thing I thought of, because she's, they're like all frolicking around, playing with you. My first thought, I turned to her, and I was like, baby, every time I go to lick your ass, you bat my head away. We cannot have a relationship like the cats because they're sitting there licking each other's asses like it's no big fucking deal.
Right. They do it in front of people. They don't give a shit.
Yeah. They just block you out. But
that's the beauty of being an animal.
I know. Sometimes
although technically, I mean, we are animals, I guess. So I don't know. Rogan would be good at talking about that shit.
I know. Hashtag vegan cat.
Right.
Vegan cats, do they eat ass? I don't know. That should be on the back of his t-shirt. Do they eat ass? So you've been doing comedy for like how long now? 8 years, you said? 8
years.
Does it feel like 8 years?
No, not really, because
feels like it just started.
This is one of those careers that I love so much. I really do love it. But you wake up every morning and I ask myself, do I want to keep doing this? And some days it is really easy. It's like, fuck yeah, I'm loving it. I'm having such a good time. I'm on a roll. Hell yeah. And other days you have to really, it's a hard decision. You're like, man, life could be a lot easier if I was doing something else, and just being a regular person and having a day job.
Yeah, I think the opposite of that almost every day. Like, I could be doing so much more if I could just stay the fuck more awake at night. Get the fuck out. Because that's, like, goddamn.
Yeah, you always want, what you don't have. But, I mean, I've never, ever, obviously, ended up saying, no, I don't want to keep doing this. Even though days are really hard, sometimes to keep pushing on, ultimately I love it, and I couldn't see myself doing anything else.
Yeah. Did you, when you first started, did you just like, you still had like day jobs and shit like that?
Yeah, well, when I lived in North Carolina, I worked for like a trash company, and I worked for an internet company from home, did shit like that. Um, but I moved to Sacramento, and I found the comedy spot, and I realized you could get on stage, anybody could do it. They had open mics and classes, and I hit that stage, and that was it.
Did you take
So
classes?
I did improv classes, yeah.
Yeah.
But that was it. I hit the stage. I was like, I don't want to do anything else. So all I did was hang out at the comedy spot, and eventually got a job there and started managing and helping him out there. So that was all that I did.
When did you decide to move to LA?
About 3 or 4 years after being in Sacramento, I was like, I think I have to go. And I don't know if you know this about me, but when I set my mind to something, I'm kind of relentless.
Is that why you're going after Bert so bad?
Yeah, fuck yeah. You know how much? Okay. I love Bert. And I don't think it's any secret that I love Bert so much. And I think he's so funny. And I think a lot of it stems from the fact that that I feel like he could have been my dad if my dad wasn't an angry alcoholic.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like,
Yep.
oh, my dad could have been cool.
Yeah, I get you.
And to top it off, he is really, really funny, and I have family in Florida and lived in Florida around there, so I relate a lot. But yeah, and when I want something, I usually don't stop until I get it. I remember when I left Sacramento, I told Brian, I said, I'm going to move to LA because I want to be on TV, I want to do stand up, and I'll get a job or something part time at the Comedy Store or something like that. Not even realizing how fucking hard it is to get a job there. It's not
there's
that
only
easy.
so many positions. I mean, you gotta.
Right. And we had over 160 people sign up for the open mic. All those people would, or at least half of them would love to be a door guy at the Comedy Store.
Yeah.
So that took me about, I don't know, a year and a half, 2 years before I actually got the job there, but I got it, and I wasn't going to stop until I did.
That's awesome.
And yeah, I don't know where that was supposed to go, but we got there. I don't know what the question was now.
No, you were just saying how you don't stop until you get what you want. And I asked like how long you took to move to LA and why.
Oh yeah.
I guess you just felt like you'd done all you could in Sacramento. Really.
Right. I felt like I was ready, and I felt like I had to be here to be able to do those kind of things.
Yeah, and you wouldn't have moved right to LA to do comedy, would you? Have, like, if you could have?
I don't think so, because I was just discovering it.
Yeah.
In Sacramento, and the people around me were so great and showing me everything that comedy encompassed. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I know that there's a scene around here in like Jersey, Philly area, but like it's so fucking intimidating. I told you, I think I started telling you last time we talked about the one time I went to try to get on, and I guess kept driving around the fucking club, and every time I went around there was like a bigger group of dudes just standing out front. I'm just like, how many? What the hell, man? I still can't find a parking spot, but what the fuck, man? Where are these guys coming from? They're like just walking out of the woods. But
yeah,
I don't know.
It can be intimidating, but you just got to do it, because who are those fucking dudes hanging out there? They're nobody. Who are they? Probably you don't be intimidated by them just because you haven't been on stage yet. A lot of them probably, when they go on stage, it feels like they've never been on there.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter. Everybody has to start somewhere, and you just have to do it. And if you fall in love with it, then it's for you.
Yeah, I've always had a hard time, like a fear of talking in front of people. My mom actually, like when I was in like 4th grade, I didn't have like a extracurricular activity during the summer to do. We just moved to Florida from Jersey, and she fucking put me in speech and public speaking class in 4th grade, and I had to like write a little like thing that lasted like a minute long about like like some kind of fucking government thing. I don't even know. I don't remember exactly what it was. But then you get up and you talk in front of the people, and I don't know.
I loved that shit. I was in 4-H, and they did. We had public speaking contests.
Yeah.
And I always placed in that shit. I loved being the center of attention.
Yeah. It's weird. I like when I'm like talking with friends and like I'm a little stoned or buzzed and I'm, telling a story or something. But as soon as I get in front of people like that I don't know with a microphone in front of my mouth, it's a totally different story. It's weird.
Yeah, I mean, some people are different. I know some comics are very introverted off stage, and when they get on stage, you would never believe that.
Really? Not the ones that I've heard.
What do you...
Like on podcasts and shit. Like I can see... I don't know. Who you talk... Can you tell me who?
Let me see.
Like the one... Like Rogan was talking about how he met Robin Williams the one time. And he came up to him after one of his Rogan sets. And he was like in a hat and he had a beard. And he just was talking to him about his set. And Rogan didn't even notice it was him at first. And then when he noticed, he didn't even say anything to him. But like...
Oh, well.
I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, just because you enjoy being on stage and doing that and being the center of attention there, some comics don't necessarily want that off stage. Yeah. Okay, here's a perfect example, I think, is Bert and Tom. Like Bert loves to do the meet and greets and talk to people and all that, and Tom doesn't.
True, yeah. And Tom doesn't. You know what? You're giving me some good ideas for, I don't know, I'm just getting some subtle, like, fuck Tom. I love Bert.
This is funny. So, like, Christina, I saw her first at the Comedy Store, Christina P.
Yeah.
And she was so funny, and I loved her so much. And then somebody told me, they're like, you know what? She's married to a really funny guy, too. I was like, oh, really? And
you were like, Bert?
Yeah, and then I saw Bert, and I was like, oh, that must be her husband.
No way. You're like, that bitch!
And then to find out that it was Tom, yeah, I was a little disappointed. No, I'm just kidding.
No, you were happy because it wasn't his wife. That's fucking hilarious. Yeah, no, you could tell. Tom's more like laid back. Bert's like more in your face. I gotta drink a fucking bottle of Tito's.
Yeah. But it's funny but at the same time, he's awkwardly. He could be awkward too. We all have that in us.
Yeah,
I think.
Definitely. I feel awkward sometimes when I'm driving in the car with family and we're talking about shit and then there's silence for like 5 seconds. Like, I feel like, should I start saying something right now? Like, I used to get like that with friends. Like, after school was over in high school, and I'd be like, all right, I'm gonna come over. We'll play some video games or something. I'd be on my way to my friend's house, thinking of things to talk about because I didn't want to not have anything to say. You know what I mean?
Oh, really?
Is that weird? I think that's weird, I guess.
I don't know that I've thought that far in advance.
Like, I thought of conversations to have before I got to my friend's house to have those conversations. That is kind of psycho, isn't it?
A little bit. I mean, I guess you just want to be prepared.
I know. I'm like having the conversation in my head on the way there. Like, all right, they might answer this way, so I'll say this and go from there. Oh man, I had a lot of. That was before I smoked reefer. I don't know what the hell was going.
I love the silence a lot of times. I know in improv, I would do a scene and I would start it off just doing something or whatever, or maybe just looking at the person. And you could tell they were itching to fucking say something, and I'm just still sitting there and then looking at them, maybe do a different look or whatever. And we'd be getting laughs from saying nothing.
Yeah.
And then, almost every time the person with me would break and have to say something. And it's like, we didn't have to do that, you know?
But was that pre-planned, or you just kind of...
No, you just do it. I mean...
Yeah, improv's improv, I guess. You don't really talk
Improv is
about it,
improv.
huh? You
Right.
just talk about subjects, I guess, or... I never
Well,
got into that either. It's like
there's
way
a whole
different than
style. There's different styles. There's like a UCB style, and then there's different, like IO does things a little differently. Second City.
Yeah.
So it just depends, but there are forms to it, and it's a lot more than what people usually think of as improv. There's a lot more to it.
Yeah, I didn't really even think about that. That's crazy. I thought improv was just whatever. You just go up there and improvise.
Nope. No. I mean, you don't know what you're going to say, but there is a form that you're going to follow.
Yeah, I got you. Like a way that you communicate back and forth with each other, kind of.
Right.
Yeah.
Right, and how the scenes are structured and all that kind of stuff.
That sounds fucking fun, man. I wish I would have tried doing that when I was a little younger. I always tried this fucking music shit, but I could never find fucking people around here that, could stick to it. Got a lot of friends that are fucking flakes. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Well, you're gonna find more of that in LA, probably.
Hey, that's why I just fucking wrote a song on lunch today on my phone, and then just put it on YouTube. Fuck it. Who cares? It's like an improvised song, kind of, almost, just no rehearsal, just what it is what it is. That shit's fun.
Why not? I mean, just play around.
Dude, thank you for fucking talking to me for an hour and 20-some minutes. I still have...
Oh, yeah.
I still have the... it says an hour and 43 on here, because I still got what we recorded before on the front. But I'm going to just leave that out. I don't know, maybe I could salvage something from the beginning of that conversation, but I'll just go with this one. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
Yeah, this was cool. Thank you very much.
Thank you for having me. This is really fun to get to know you and know who's behind our artwork.
Yeah, it was cool. I am so honored to work with you guys, and I have fun doing them in the middle of the night or on a bathroom break at work. I don't even care. Sitting there next to that fucking attorney with his fucking New Balance, fucking jerk off.
Well, you should just start asking him for ideas.
Right? He's on. I know he's on his phone too. I don't know what he's fucking
You're both
doing.
in there, like, hey, look, I'm doing this artwork. What do you think I should do? Should this be a...
Should I go Game of Thrones or Sopranos on this one? I'm not quite sure.
He's like, hey, man, what's your favorite show?
No, I really don't give a fuck what that guy has to say. He's one of the dudes that I had a meeting, and he had to come in there to kind of mediate with me and my boss, and he just stared at me with his fucking whatever. He belongs in that bathroom on that toilet all day. I'll just say that.
Well, make him some special brownies or something one day and see if that
Dude,
does.
I actually, my cubicle sits right next to his office, and I walked in one day, and he wasn't in yet, but there was a magazine somebody just like dropped off on his desk, and it was like a lawyer's like magazine, some lawyer thing, but it had a big ass pot leaf on it, and I was like, I wonder what's going on in there.
It's not legal there yet, is it?
No, but I keep seeing all these fucking Facebook and tweets about how our governor, the new guy, is supposed to... They're supposed to be doing something the 29th of October, and they're trying to fucking legalize it, like, recreationally. But,
good.
Yeah, I'm fucking keeping my fingers and toes crossed. Because I've been waiting all my life for this. No. It's a pain in the ass. Like, I could still get it, but it's just... I don't know. I got arrested for it like 10 years ago. And the cop was like, I know the laws are changing and everything, but we got to do what we got to do. And that was 10 fucking years ago, and they still haven't fucking changed. But I hope they're about to, because a lot of people are fucking voting and speaking their minds these days, so that's good.
Right, and everybody shouldn't be involved what others do.
Exactly. What the hell do you care what I do when I go home? Or when I go
Right.
on my lunch break? Whatever.
Yeah.
No. So it's going to be a different world, hopefully, after the new year. Because you know how, like, when California went legal, they voted, and then shit didn't happen until, like, January or something. Or even after that, they got to put all the shit into, you know, all the taxes, all that crap. So, and they said it's going to be the highest tax of, like, any state so far. But,
oh, really?
But I don't care. Just fucking let it go. My biggest thing, besides being a lover and a toker myself and an eater, I'll eat it too if you fucking throw that shit at me. Joey gave me a fucking star of death once. I was fucked up. Oh my god.
See, I don't do it that much anymore. I can't do it that I do it at home mostly.
Smoke or eat it?
I'd rather eat it, but I will smoke.
Yeah. I just smoke because it, like, gets me in that mindset right away, you know, especially when I'm sitting here making a fucking crazy poster about somebody doing some crazy shit. But I don't know. Where the hell was I going with that? I do not know.
Making it legal. I don't know now.
Yeah. I forget.
I'm sorry.
I probably shouldn't have smoked right before I fucking called you.
Yeah, what the fuck? I don't care.
No, but it's going to change, and it's going to be fun, and it's going to be different, and I might not have to fucking move to California. You motherfuckers might move over here. I might start a whole new Hollywood over here.
It's cold there, right?
Half the year. But you know what? It's weird. It's like the winters, so this whole, I don't know what's going on with this world, but it's gotten colder winters and hotter summers now.
Yeah,
like they've
I'm
gotten
okay
worse.
then.
and spring and fall kind of just like are almost nothing now. Like it just got cold here, like cooled down to like 50, 60 degrees like last week. It's fucking October, like the middle of October. I don't know.
Right, there's no in between anymore.
No, it just go like, I swear to God, next month it'll be snowing or some shit. Either that or it won't fucking, I don't know. It's weird. I would like to get the fuck out of here. When I lived in Florida, it was nice. It was kind of, you know, the palm trees, it rained once a day, fucking.
Yeah, but the humidity is crazy there. Once you feel this dry heat, you won't ever want to go back.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I remember that humidity, but I also remember how nice it was and the different atmosphere. Like, the fucking palm trees were just, like, so much cooler than these fucking pine trees we got around here. But I don't know.
Yeah, it might be time to end the podcast now that we're talking about our favorite trees.
Well, my favorite trees have little red hairs on them, and we'll just end with that. Thank you, Jessica. Where people can find you, Jessica Wellington 2?
It's it's Jess Wellington 2.
Jess Wellington
on
2.
Instagram and Twitter, and you can find me on Facebook, just Jessica Wellington. And please, for the love of whatever you believe in, listen to the Liars Club, and hopefully you like it. If you do, leave a review. If you don't, just don't listen to it again and leave us the fuck alone. But
that's the most honest fucking little ad right there. I love it. If you don't like it, just don't listen to it again and leave us the fuck alone.
Right?
Yes.
That's the way more things should be these days.
Yeah, seriously. Like, don't give me your fucking opinion. Stop following my page, bitch. You know?
Right.
It's a great point right there. Well,
thank you.
Thank you very much. And I'll be listening to the Liars Club. I'm waiting for Felicia to send me over the order for this week.
Yeah, I think maybe we're going to release the live one. I don't know.
Oh, cool. Awesome. All right.
Yeah.
Well, thank you very much. Tell Olive I said good night.
I will.
Good evening.
Thank you.
All right, Jess. I'll talk to you soon.
All right. Have a good one.
You too. Bye.
All right.